Market, please. Just stay right there. Don't gap up 5%. Not yet. I gotta get in. I gotta get in. Don't gap up 5% yet, market, please. I got to get in. I got to get in first. Let me get in first. Please don't leave. Please. Please. We got some stuff to look at today. Some very interesting things. But not really. Like we know the market going up. Like, let's be honest here, we know the market going up. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe tomorrow, maybe this week. You know? We know the market's going to all-time highs. We know this stuff. We just gotta find some good dips. All we have to do is find some good stocks to look at. That's all we have to do. Because we're gonna be on the right side. We're gonna be on the right side. We're gonna be on the right side. It's almost too obvious at this point. This bear trap, man. I hope the bear trap continues, man. I want everybody to be bearish. I want to come live one day and be scared because that means we're at the bottom. We're ready to go crazy. But I don't think that's gonna happen. We'll see, man. I waited all weekend for this live. Bro, what? What you doing on your free time, man? Sent the ice cream cones. Shout out my boy TBE, man. You guys send the ice cream cones, so I'm not looking at nothing. Like the live stream, I'm not looking at nothing. We making too much money to be over here just playing around in my live, man. We making too much money. I'll leave and just go hang out. I'm playing. I want to look at the stocks. This is my time where I come on here and look at a watch list, and I like building a watch list on these lives and looking at stocks. So I'm just joking. But we do be making some money. Galaxy for the TA. Galaxy for the TA, man, because we're getting into TA Tesla. We're getting into, man, like, what was this, Friday? I don't know when this was, but we got Nababa, Alibaba. I don't think we didn't miss a single. Oh, bro. Man, this stuff getting too easy, dog. I'm just playing. I'm just joking. We get into some good stuff. We got a BM&R, I think, what was this, Monday? Let me see. No. Circle Calls cooked, BM&R cooked. Those are both Monday. Those both cooked. IWM cooked 122%. Those cooked up crazy. What else we cooked up, man? Baba cooked up crazy on a nice little Tuesday. And I think the rest of the week was kind of choppy. I think we got CRWE, which cooked up. Amazon, NBI. We ain't lose a single trade. No, we actually did. It was the MU lotto puts. MU lotto puts. But other than that, 6 for 1. And last week, you look at, man, this is what I'm saying, man. You got to pay attention. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm doing, man. I'm just like, listen to both. Because we got some good information. We're going to look at some individual stocks. But, Iron went, man. Anyways, man. IWM, two nice little bands on a nice little Tuesday. 20 minutes. Man. But anyways, we're gonna look at some individual stocks. We had a nice week. Let's continue the momentum. All right, let's continue the momentum. I believe the bear trap of a century is getting loaded up right now. Okay, the bear trap of a century. But before we talk about the bear trap of the century, the last dip ever, you guys want to make sure you like this live stream, man. Like the live stream so we can look at some stocks so we can just get right into it. We don't have to stop anything. Okay, like it, put a thumbs up, send a galaxy. Do what you gotta do, man. Do what you do. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. But if you come over here and look at the NASDAQ, this is just we've really just been sitting here consolidating for a long time. And we all know about the year-round war. Why even talk about it? We know that Donald Trump has come up with plans to get oil across the thing. And even if we look at gas, gas price this shouldn't last that long. Okay, this shouldn't be this should because the longer it lasts, the more oil continues to go up. So I believe something is coming very very soon, and you do not want to be on the wrong side of it. Okay, and by that I mean you do not want to be bearish at the bottom. You don't want to be. You don't want to miss that squeeze day. Okay, I know a lot of people, and the reason I'm saying you don't want to miss that squeeze day because it happens. Okay, I don't know how long you guys been in the market, but it happened last year around the same time during the April tariffs. Okay, we had people bearish right here, and then this is actually where the Qs put in like a $60 day, and some people missed that day. I didn't. We didn't. Right, this thing went from 414 all the way to 467. Some people missed that day. They're bearish. They're adding on the puts. They're even adding on the puts over here, and just for it to go back to all-time highs. But that is very. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss it. Okay, you don't want to miss it. There's a lot of great opportunities that are going to spawn, amazing opportunities. But we're not going to talk about it until we get 2K likes. We're not going to talk about it until we get 2K likes. Man. I'm just saying. We're just not. We're just not. Okay. We're just not. But you look at the Qs. You look at the Qs, man. And sure, this does look nasty. Like this looks very nappy. Okay, this looks gross. This looks gross on a weekly. It looks gross. But ultimately, don't you don't want to overreact right here like a lot of people are doing. Okay, we come over here and look at the fear and greed index. Continue to like the live. You come over here and look at the fear and greed index. We're at 20. Okay, a lot of people are panicking right now. All right, a lot of people are entering into puts. We're at a very high put ratio. That means a lot of people are in puts. A lot of people are actually bearish. This is actually almost close to 1, which was the April tariffs high, by the way. This is where we bottomed out in the April tariffs. Now tell me which is worse. Trump putting all these tariffs on every single country, or a Iran quote unquote war, right? We know it's a fake war. And the Strat Hormuz, or however you pronounce it, being closed for a week. Which one's worse? I'll let you decide. But you come over here, we've been a lot of people are very bearish right now. A lot of people. So, and we're almost at 1. That means there's a plethora of people in the puts right now. There's a plethora of people who are very, very bearish. Extreme fear all around. Okay? This is where squeeze happens. This is where squeeze happens. Now, I don't know where. I do not know where. But I do believe it should be coming here. It should be coming. It should be coming, okay? It should be coming. But the reason you don't want to overreact right here is because, and I'm not saying, like, we could go down, okay? We could go down. I want to look at some individual stuff, but we're still in a very large consolidation period, okay? We've been in a very large consolidation period for 7 months, and we're currently at the bottom of that consolidation. So being bearish here is actually crazy until we get a very high volume break below 591 on the Qs, right? Because we've just been sitting here for 7 months consolidating. So you're being bearish at the bottom. So we're gonna look at some bull setups. Hopefully there's some bull setups coming in, this week, etc. Because I don't like being bearish at the bottom. You really want to be bearish on these tops that you're getting like inside of this. Like we know this. We talked about this in the Discord, okay? But anyways, let's look at some individual stocks. Put in the comments some stocks you guys want to look at. We'll look at it. You think SPY drops from here, bounces for a few days? We got to see how tomorrow opens up. Like we got to see a lot of factors. I mean, it looks like the Iran war is going to come to an end. I do think it's going to come to an end very soon, just because I'm looking at these gas prices and it can't. Like, come on, man. Like something's got to happen. And you even have Trump coming up with things like China going to help him. Like he's already come up with a bunch of plans, and I think it's going to end soon. So I would rather be positioned to the call side just for that little squeeze to the upside. But we're going to be looking at individual stuff. Okay. Let's look at Netflix. You guys want to look at Netflix? You want to look at gold? I think gold has topped. And Netflix, me personally, Netflix to me, like if you miss this large move to the upside, like 76 all the way to 98, I'm just not that interested right now. Like you should have been very bullish, as this was falling. Like this thing was making a huge hidden bull divergence, like hugely, bigly on this huge entire downfall. So you really want to be bullish during that and buying some far out calls. Now, it's kind of cooked up. But I will say, it looks like it's going to curl up. But, I'm not interested. I want to look at gold. Now, gold, I believe, has actually topped out. Okay, I think gold has topped out. I think gold is done. Okay, and as we see, what we're seeing in the market is rotation into different commodities, into different things. And like we're seeing it in broad daylight. Okay, first was gold. Or first was the NASDAQ, stocks, obviously. Then we had a 7-month consolidation where gold is taking off. Gold has had its cycle. Now we're having the cycle of oil. Oil is taking off. We're still chopping on the NASDAQ and the stocks. Now I believe the cycle is going to switch over to crypto and the NASDAQ and stocks, okay? So that is where you want to be. That's where the opportunity is. I think, gold is topped out. We actually had a newsletter about this where if like this thing is topped out, like you wanted to short this last week when we were talking about it on the this was like the top thing to short coming into last week, and it obviously cooked up, but you don't want to be bullish on something like gold until it can get above here. Okay, I'm just do right here. This is the victim level. Okay, this is what we're gonna call it, the victim level. Okay, that means if you're buying right here, if you're trying to get some gold calls right here, you're buying in the victim level, and that's been very apparent for obviously coming into last week. Some people bought right here thinking it was gonna break out. This is the victim level. Okay, now what you mainly want to target is some levels to the downside. Which would be 448, which would be 445 and 431. So seeing where those levels end up will fare you better. I don't think you should be bullish on gold at all until it could get back above 480. Any bounce not above 480, there's no reason to be bullish on something like gold. Okay, money's clearly rotating, and when you even think about it, like think about this psychologically for a second. How much hype was behind the metals and gold and silver? Like how much hype was behind it? Like the end of January, starting February, when this thing was spiking to 501. I was seeing so many news, so many sources, so many everything when that was happening. Okay, so that was the hype cycle. That was the end. That was the euphoric move that a lot of people wait for. So I wouldn't expect this to get back to all-time highs. There's no reason to be long on gold. Okay, me personally, I think you would fare better in something like Bitcoin. But anyways. We're going to be looking at some different stuff. Putting the council stocks you guys want to look at. Nick's gold is done. Yeah, gold is done. Yeah, Netflix needs to consolidate a bit. You explained it perfectly. Like, that's what it needs to do. So I'm not interested in Netflix, but I am interested in something like IWM, which is giving an amazing entry. An amazing entry, especially when you think about what it's been doing since April tariffs, okay? And when you consider what's happening in the market with capital rotation. I mean, IWM has been putting in new all-time high after new all-time high, while the Qs and the S&P have just been sitting still. And now you're getting an amazing dip on the small caps, okay? Which you rarely get. So you got it right here. This was obviously a good time to buy. It was hidden bull diverging. Now it's hidden bull diverging again, even on a larger time frame. Okay, you're getting this huge hidden bull divergence from this from this low to this low. This thing's making a higher low, and we know small caps are very, very strong right now. I mean that's what happens at the tail end of bull markets, anyways, right? You get super strong high risk assets. And that's what's happening right here. So you have an amazing entry on something like IWM, and you even have it sitting in an amazing buying area. Literally closed above where it needed to close above at the fib. Hidden bull divergence. Okay, you got the Iran war possibly, I believe, coming to an end because they can't prolong it that long. You have Trump meeting up with China, and we know China and Iran are buddies. Like there's a lot that's going into right now that could encapsulate a huge squeeze to the upside. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen right now, okay? I just know eventually this thing is going back to all-time highs. The NASDAQ is going back to all-time highs. Now, could we sweep right here for a little bit? Sure, right? So, coming into next week, if you're in the Discord, you already know. Like, come on, man. Coming into Discord, you already know. Like, we're going to be entering into some good plays. I'm just talking about, the bigger picture, like maybe a month from now, 2 months from now, weeklies, because, if I'm coming in here talking about tomorrow, come on now. We got to see how the market opens. We got to see price action, but bigger picture things. That's why I'm looking at the weekly on something like IWM, because it's bigger picture. It's bigger picture, okay? I don't care what's happening tomorrow. Like, well, I do when I'm day trading, but I don't care coming in here and telling you what's happening tomorrow because, like, we got to see how the price action opens tomorrow, okay? But bigger picture, this goes back to all-time highs. This could possibly be an amazing entry, hidden weekly divergence. This is at an amazing bounce area, okay? Every single time this thing dips, it gets bought straight back up. The strongest index right now, the strongest ETF right now. All right, let's look at Tesla because we know Tesla's king small cap. Let's look at Tesla. And we know it's not a small cap, okay? We know it's a mega cap, but Tesla trades very well with small caps. Tesla, okay? If you look at Tesla and you look how Tesla closed, now I know this is Tesla's probably going up after hours, okay? So I want to look at the daily. If you look at Tesla, I would be looking to get in a call. I would be looking to remain bullish on this back above 395. But we know, look, man, we know Tesla's bullish. We know Tesla's gonna put in a new high. Okay, now we just have to see when. Like, when is a good buying opportunity? We actually cooked up on Tesla. What? Yeah, on Monday we cooked up on Tesla some 305% on some Tesla. I was at the man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Tesla went stupid on what was it? I think it was Monday. Was it Monday? It went dumb on one of these days. Yeah, I think it was Monday so Tesla was very strong Monday through Wednesday, and then we got all that negative news coming into, Thursday, Friday. But all that negative news will ultimately, I believe, end up getting reversed because, like I said, gas cannot stay this high. They needed to do something, and Trump has already come up with plans, like you're seeing all these news articles over the weekend. Okay, so I actually really like Tesla, and I definitely wouldn't be bearish right here. Okay, this is like, if you want to be bearish, like, at least be bearish on a spike, right? Like, at least be bearish. Okay, like, I'm gonna be bearish when it go up here. Like, this makes sense. Or even right here, being bearish right here is absolutely crazy because you're getting these rocket ships off of these levels right here. You got a rocket ship right here. You got a rocket ship. 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 So it hasn't broken below this level in so long. So if you want to be bearish on something like Tesla, at least wait for 388 to break down. And you maybe get a retest and further continuation. Maybe we get some more negative news in the market, etc. That's what I'd be paying attention to. But I like Tesla above 395. Like I said, I think this can easily get to 500, or 600 plus. Okay, I don't think Tesla's done at all. I think they're gonna have some crazy news. SpaceX is IPOing, I believe, this year. Okay, he might come over here and say robots coming out. I don't know how it's gonna push up. Okay, but I believe Tesla is not done. Okay, but like I said, above 395 and below 388 is where I'd be bearish. Okay. Anyways, move on. RGTI looks fire. Baba, come on, man. Put in the comments of stocks you guys want to look at. We'll look at them. Okay, we'll look at them. RGTI looks all right. We know what kind of market RGTI needs. Okay, for this to make some noise. And I actually can agree with that. Like, it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look terrible, okay? It doesn't look terrible. It's bouncing from some good levels. Like, it needs to stay above 1650, etc. And we know these stocks like to go crazy when they go. But right here, I'm not interested in looking too much at it. I think there's some better stocks that we can look at just from this short live that we're going to have, okay? Let's look at Baba. Man. Because I like Baba, I like Baba. I like what Baba does, man. What was this on Monday? Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Yeah, I like Baba. Mainly because it made me some money on Tuesday. Okay, it made me some money on Tuesday, so we can look at Baba. We can see what Baba's doing. Now, what I definitely want to look at is the Hang Seng. What Hang Seng is doing. It's kind of just sitting here. So nothing too interesting happened for the Hang Seng. It's kind of just sitting here. Now, we know the Hang Seng is massively bullish. The first target to 31,000. Could it happen this week? Potentially. But for Alibaba, he's not doing too much. It's just kind of sitting here consolidating. I would like to see it back above maybe 136. Okay, if it get back above 136, that'd be good. Now, bigger picture, this looks absolutely incredible. Okay, so if I'm thinking about like July calls or May calls, this looks absolutely incredible. Okay, this looks absolutely incredible for a couple of reasons. You come over here and it's hidden weekly diverging. Okay, hidden weekly diverging. Okay, higher low. This is making a lower low. All the momentum can shift back to the upside, and the RSI is way down here, meaning it could march up high, man. It can march up higher than the highest high that you see right here. Okay, so I really like Alibaba for that reason, and even if you look at the monthly, okay, you come over here and look at the monthly. This thing is what? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's even back in the buying area. It's in the buying area, okay? It's in the buying area. It's close. It's trying to close above the buying area, 137. Okay, this is prime risk to reward territory for something like Alibaba. Meaning, if you're bearish right here, it's probably not like you missed the bear move. Okay, so if you're more so bullish right here, that's where all the risk to reward is. To where if you even lose, like if you get some May calls and it's wrong, like you're not gonna be wrong that big. Like you could just be wrong below the weekly low of last week, which is 130. If it goes below 130 or close below 130, you could just be out. Okay, but I don't think that's gonna end up happening. This thing has massive weekly hidden divergence, and it's on a massive trend shift. Okay, massive trend shift on the monthly. Meaning, look at this: higher high, higher high, higher high, lower high, higher low, higher low, higher low. You understand? So this looks good. Looks very good. And we could come over here and we could draw price targets on something like Alibaba, which I like looking at because it gives me an idea, like 220, above 220, this thing go back to 320, you know, even 480. Okay, this thing is, I love Baba. I love Baba. We just need a China shift. Okay, we just need China to shift a little bit. Okay, that's what I'm paying attention to. Can you briefly explain hidden bull divergence? Sure. It's when the RSI. Let me just show you somewhere where it played out for us, and it plays out a whole lot, okay? It plays out so much to where it's not even funny, okay? So if you look at Robinhood, okay, you look at Robinhood, and the reason we bought calls on Robinhood, you know, way back here at like $30, $40, and made a whole bunch of money on Robinhood, was because this was, the RSI was making a lower low, right? And you come over here to the price where you see right here, this is making a higher low. Very, very simple stuff, as TA should be, okay? Make TA, I know look, man, make TA as simple as possible because a lot of this isn't even TA. A lot of this is just psychology. A lot of this is just sentiment, figuring out the sentiment, the macro of the market. 4D chess, however you want to call it, okay? I know a lot of people who make TA look absolutely complicated, and they're unprofitable, okay? They can't do stuff like this. They can't do stuff like this. They just can't. They just can't. They just can't. And, you know, they make TA really, really complicated, but they can't even pass a funded account. Like, what? Come on, bro. I don't. All right. Anyway, make TA complicated because a lot of it, TA is very, you should make this as simple as possible. Okay? Anyways. Bitcoin. Wait up, broski. Hims has massive, massive squeeze potential. Massive squeeze potential. Maybe even next GME type squeeze potential. Okay? I actually think a stock like this could ignite the market, okay? It could. It really could for a lot of reasons. So I would always keep HIMS on the radar. This has GME type potential, okay? Massive squeeze opportunity could be headed for something like HIMS. It has like 40%, it has like 40% short interest, okay? They have that Novo deal. They have the Novo deal, meaning the whole main reason why something like this fell was because of Novo, etc. Now they have the deal. You understand? Like HIMS. You want to keep this on the radar. I'm very bullish on it. Okay, I think a squeeze potential could be coming for it. Thoughts on SanDisk? That chart is crazy. I don't even want to look at it. Chart is nasty. Bitcoin target before more downside. I don't know. You know what's funny? And this is going to be the last thought that I have for today. A lot of people think Bitcoin is bearish. And, you know, could it come down to 57, 56K? I don't know. You know, but I do know that Bitcoin, I believe the crypto market is slowly getting rotated into currently. And by the time a lot of people realize that crypto is bullish, this thing will probably already be at 80K. Okay, now I have price targets on this to, you know, 150K, maybe even like 170, 200K. We're going to be paying attention, but I believe Bitcoin is very, very, very bullish. Okay, I think the money is going to end up rotating heavily into some of these crypto assets because that's what's happening. Pay attention. Pay attention. Everybody's making money. Trump is paying out everybody. He's paying the people in. He pays the people in gold. He's paying the people in these earth metals. He's paying the people in oil. He's gonna pay the people in crypto. He's been paying the people in Nasdaq. And then after all this is said and done, nobody. The only people getting paid is shorts. If you short the market. But that's the top for a different day. I think coin and everything. I think all this is great. Okay, I think coin is gonna do absolutely. It's already been doing incredible things. Okay, it's hard. This is what I mean. By the time a lot of people realize that, crypto is bullish, like crypto gonna already be gone. Coin was at 140. Now it's almost wick to 205. Okay, so some of this stuff is already bottoming out. While a lot of people think the market is very bearish and hoping for another like down or more bearishness, and we'll be paying attention. Okay, but just make sure you're paying attention to the narrative switches, the sentiment switches. Okay, don't lean overly bearish, don't lean overly bullish. But I am coming to tell you, like, we will get back to all-time highs. Okay. All right, so pay attention more so to that, and also realize that we are in a 7-month consolidation currently at the bottom of the consolidation. So if the bears want to break down below this, we need very negative news. Okay, if not, this thing will more likely not come back to the top. So just pay attention to that, okay? Pay attention to that. And that's what I'm saying. If you're overly bearish right here, look, man, good luck. Good luck. Maybe I'll get some puts or something too, man. I'll be paying attention to price action, all right? But anyways, thank you guys for tuning into the live. We had an amazing week last week. We had an amazing week the week prior to that. We've had an amazing March overall. Just a lot of incredible calls. Everything is linked in the bio. Stay safe this week. Stay safe. Have a blessed week. And good luck. Good luck to the moon. To the moon. Alibaba. Yeah, man. Let's cook up, man. Let's cook up. You guys have a great night. I'm out. Peace.